Hello friends, my name is BK Kollapre. Today we will see some more problems on power. So here let us take up a problem. A car weighing 150 kilonewton with a tractive resistance of 5 newton per kilonewton weight. What will be the power required to propel the car at a uniform speed of 20 kmph? One is on level surface, second is up the plane 1 into 300 and down the plane 1 in 300. So here the weight of the car is given to 150 kilonewton. Speed of the car is given to you as 20 kmph. Let us convert this 20 kmph into meter per second divided by 60 into 60. You get this velocity is 5.556 meter per second. And he has given the tractive resistance. Tractive resistance, if I call it as F. So this is at the rate of 5 Newton per kilonewton weight of the train. So here this is 5 and the total weight of the train is 150. So this will be equal to 750 Newton is the tractive resistance of the car. Now we will find out what is the power required on level surface. On level surface. If you see to the free body diagram, this is your car. This is being pulled by a force P. The tractive resistance is in the opposite direction. The weight of the car is 150 kilonewton. So we know power is given by force into velocity. Let us find out the force. Net force is equal to MA. So your net force is it is acting towards right. So let us take P minus F is equal to 0 because acceleration is 0. It is with the uniform velocity. So P will be equal to F and this will be equal to 750 Newton. Now we can find out power is equal to force into velocity. So this will be equal to 750 into, if I multiply by the velocity 5.556, you get the power is 4167 watts. 4167 watts. So this is the power required when it moves on a level surface. We will go to the second case, up the plane. Up the plane 1 in 300. So sin theta is given to you. Sin theta is 1 by 300. This is the slope of the track. So this is a road here. This is the vehicle. This moving up the plane. Let P be the force required. The weight of the vehicle will be acting vertically down and that is 150 kilonewton. So here the body is moving up, so the frictional resistance will be down the plane and this plane is making an angle theta. So if I drop a perpendicular to this plane, this angle will also be theta. So if this is theta, this will be theta. Now let us resolve the forces. Net force is equal to MA. So net forces it is acting up, P, this is down, minus F, and this force W, if I resolve it parallel to the plane, so it will be going away from the angle towards left. So this will be minus W sin theta is equal to 0. Now with this, if you see P will be equal to F plus W sin theta. So this will be equal to F is 750 plus W is given to as 150, that is in kilonewton, convert it in Newton, into sin theta is 1 by 300. If you simplify this, you get the value of P is equal to 1250. P is equal to 1250. Now power will be equal to P into V. So P is here 1250 and the velocity is 5.556. If you simplify this, you get the value as 6945 watts. This is up the plane. We'll go to the second condition. Third condition, down the plane. So instead of up, let us see the difference. It is down the same plane with same resistance. Now if you see to this direction, this will be moving down. This will be moving down. If P is the force required to move it down. So here let us go for net force. Net force, it is moving down. So it is P plus F, both are in the same direction, and this W, if I resolve parallel, it is going away and it is also towards left. So you get minus P plus 4. This is moving down. The force of friction always opposes the motion. I had not removed that. So if this is down, force of friction will be up. This is P if I take it as positive. This is opposite to that, F. And this if I take away from the angle, it is in the direction of P. So it will be plus W sine theta is equal to 0. So P will be equal to F minus W sine theta. So this will be equal to F is 750 minus W is 150, convert it in Newton into 1 by slope is 1 by 300. You get this is equal to 250 Newton. So here power will be equal to P into V. So this will be equal to 250 into velocity is 5.556. So this will be 1389 newtons. So like this, we see all the conditions here when it is on horizontal surface, going up the plane, going down the plane. If it is going up the plane, the force of friction will be down. If it is going down the plane, the force of friction will be up the plane. Because force of friction always opposes the motion. This is a very simple example of what we have seen. We will see another case of problem here. Here, a train. Now see here, a train of weight 2000 kilonewton moves down a slope of 1 in 150 at 5 meter per second, and the engine develops a power of 35 kilonewtons. So the kilowatts power is given to you. If the train is pulled up the plane at the same speed, what will be the power required to pull the train? So he has given the conditions of up the plane, power is given to you. You will have to find out what is the power required if it has to move down the plane. So let us take one by one the case. Here the data what is given to is weight of the train is 2000 kilonewton and the speed of the train is 5 meters per second, and it is having a slope sine theta is equal to 1 by 150. So here the train is moving down the plane. The train is moving down the plane. Suppose if I show the diagram here, if this is a train, this is moving down with a force of P. This has got a weight of 2000 kilonewton. Since it is moving down, the force of friction will be up the plane. And this, if it is making an angle theta, then if I drop a perpendicular, this angle will be making theta. So let us find out here the net force. So power is given to you in the problem. Power is equal to 35 kilowatts. 35 kilowatts. So here in this case, he has not given anything about the friction here or the resistance. So but he has given you the power. So we know power is equal to resistance into the velocity. So we can find out the resistance that is offered by the train. This resistance we are going to use in the second case. We will first find out the resistance here. So net force is equal to ma. So your net force is P minus F, and this, if I resolve it parallel to the plane, it will be down, so it will be plus 2000 or W sine of theta is equal to 0. So P will be equal to F minus W sine theta. So here P will be equal to F is unknown to us minus sine W is 2000, it is in kilowatts, so convert it in watts, newtons, into sine theta is 1 by 150. 1 by 150. So here we get this value of P minus 1333.3. So let us call this as 1. Now here power developed by engine is given by power is equal to force into velocity. So here the force that is acting, power is given to is 35 kilowatts. So let us convert this into watts into 10 raised to 3 is equal to the force which is acting F minus 1333.3. So this will give you the value of F is equal to 2033.3 Newton. So this part has given us the resistance. This resistance will same if the train is pulled up the plane. We have seen it down the plane. We will go with the train up the plane. So we take up the plane. So the motion will be up the plane. This is the motion. So if this is a force P acting here, it is moving up the plane. So the force of friction will be opposite. If this is moving up, force of friction will be down. There's only change that you see here in case of the force of friction. So let us see the net force is equal to ma. So if P is this one, F is minus to that, and if I resolve this W parallel to the plane, I am going away and it is also towards left. So this will be equal to P minus F minus W sine theta, or P will be equal to F plus W sine theta. So here this will be equal to F plus W sine theta. So F plus 13333. Now here again the power what is required, here we have seen develop. So we will see what is the power required is equal to force into velocity. Power is to be found out here, and we know the value of F here. So this will be equal to F is 2033.3 plus this value 13333.3 into, we will have to multiply this by the velocity, and this velocity what we get is 5 meters per second. So this value when you multiply you get 16833.15 watts, or if I go in kilowatts it will be 168.33 kilowatts. So this is the motion up the plane, down the plane. Give the direction and write the force of friction opposite to the direction of motion. So these are the variety of problems that you will be seeing under power chapter. Going further in this chapter, the third part what we see here is the energy. We know energy is defined as capacity to do work. It is nothing but the capacity to do work. In practice we come across different types of energy mechanical energy, electrical energy, chemical energy. In mechanical energy, which is our interest, we have got two types of energy. One is the potential energy. Potential energy, which we abbreviate it as PE, and second one is the kinetic energy. We abbreviate it as KE. Now this potential energy is the energy possessed by virtue of its position. By virtue of its position with respect to some datum or reference. Suppose this is the ground. If the body is lifted, if the mass of the body is m, and if it is lifted by an height, so we call the potential energy is given by W if it is a mass, W into H, or we know W is m into G into H. So this is the form we will be using to find out the energy. And this distance, kinetic energy, it is the energy possessed by the virtue of we know it is half mv square. It is possessed by the virtue of mass and velocity, and this is given by kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Let us see how to derive this one. Now let us consider a body of mass m moving with a speed of v meter per second. Let it begin from the rest. That means the initial velocity is 0. It will attain a speed of v, and let it be moving for a distance of s, and let it attain a speed of v when it moves. So a body of mass m begins from rest, moves a distance of s, and will attain a speed of v. Then in that case, work done on the body, we know work done is force into distance. So here if I call the force as F and S is the distance that it has travelled. We know from the equation of motion, or even from the Newton's laws of motion, F is equal to ma into S. So this I can write it as m into as. We are going to a particular form here from motion equation or equation of motion. We have got v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So v square minus u square is equal to 2as. We have got initial velocity as 0, so this will be equal to 2as, or as I can write it as half v square. As is half v square. So substituting 2 in 1, we get work done is equal to m into half v square. So this will be equal to half m v square, and work done is equal to the kinetic energy. Work done by the body is equal to kinetic energy. So this will be equal to half into m v square. So kinetic energy will be equal to half m v square. This is how we get in simple form the velocity. Now coming to its unit, mass will be kg and velocity is in meter per second square. So this I can write kg meter square per second into meter. So this, if I simplify, you get kg meter per second will be equal, per second square will be equal to kg meter per second square into meter. So kg meter per second square is nothing but Newton, and this is meter. So this is nothing but joule. So the unit of energy is same as the unit of work done, which is Newton meter or joule. Let us see a simple example on kinetic energy. Suppose a body of mass 2 kg is moving with a velocity of 50 meter per second. Then you will have to find out the kinetic energy of the body. A body of mass 2 kg is moving with a velocity of 50 meter per second. So what will be the kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is half into mv square. So this will be half into 2 into 50 square. If you simplify this, the value will be 2500 Newton meter or joule. So this is a very simple example what we have seen. Now here we come across a very important principle, what we know as work energy principle. Work energy principle. It states that work done, let me write it, work done by a force, work done by a force F on a particle on moving it through a distance is equal to the change of kinetic energy of the particle. Change in kinetic energy. The work done by a force on a particle in moving it for a distance is equal to the change of kinetic energy, and we know kinetic energy equal to half m v2 v square minus half m u square, where u is the initial velocity and v is the final velocity. V is the final velocity. So remember this statement, work energy principle, and many of the problems will be doing based upon the work energy principle. Suppose if you just simply, there is a particle, this is at position 1, this is position 2, let the distance it is traveling be s, let it be mass of m, F be the force required to move it. So here we know work done will be equal to force into distance. Here force is F and the distance it is traveling is s. We know this F is equal to ma into s. If I call this as 1 ma into s, we know v square minus u square is equal to 2as, and as will be equal to half of v square minus u square. So this is the initial velocity and this here it is the final velocity. Now if you see to this, as, so as if you take into account, so this is equal to half of, if I substitute this as here, work done, substituting 2 in 1 as we have seen in the last case, 2 in 1, as if I substitute the value, so work done will be equal to as, so this will be v square minus u square into m, so this will be equal to, So half is there, half mb square minus half mu square. This is the work done. So this is the work done energy principle. Work done is equal to change of kinetic energy, final minus initial. So if I write this, half m is common here, v square minus u square. This is the principle what we are using as work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. Work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. Please subscribe the channel for more videos. Press the bell icon for notifications. Comment on the questions in the comment section. Thank you.